for Nick Cannon, the actor, rapper, and television host fired by Viacom overnight following racial and anti-Semitic comments he made on his podcast. Eva Pilgrim has those details for us. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Robin. Cannon has been on social media tweeting both messages of support and attack. The network saying they fired Cannon after he promoted hateful speech on his podcast on YouTube. Overnight backlash for Nick Cannon after these controversial comments on his podcast, Cannon's Class.
We are the Semitic people. When we are the same people that who they want to be, that's our birthright.
Viacom CBS announcing they are cutting ties with the comedian.
What about the big ear corn?
Who they have had a decades-long relationship with.
So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm going to say this carefully, are a little less.
In the June 30th episode of his podcast, Cannon speaking to former Public Enemy member Professor Griff.
The only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight, okay,
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages.
The 39-year-old host facing criticism for his comments, also accused of perpetuating an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory.
The Rothschilds, centralized banking, the bloodlines that control everything even outside of America.
Cannon, who most recently hosted the Fox show The Masked Singer, taking to social media Monday to explain, saying, "Anyone who knows me knows that I have no hate in my heart nor malice intentions." But Cannon stopped short of apologizing, instead saying, "I hold myself accountable for this moment and take full responsibility." Cannon's long-running show Wild and Out airs on VH1. Viacom CBS saying in a statement overnight that they condemn bigotry of any kind. And Viacom telling ABC News, "We are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to acknowledge or apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism, and we are terminating our relationship with him." Robin.
All righty. Eva, thank you so much.
Alright guys, and we're back. Total Control 871. Well, hey, at least this time we got a semblance of what the alleged anti-Semitic comments were. So that's a little bit better. Definitely better than what CNN did with their trash tabloid rag. You know what? I'm doing a disservice to tabloids when I call CNN a tabloid. A tabloid will at least throw something together, okay? A tabloid will at least catch a celebrity in the middle of a blink to make them look high or stoned or whatever, you know. We got nothing from CNN, just an accusation. Alright, so, in addition to that ABC, Good Morning America piece, I also checked out, I think it's like a 6-minute segment of, unedited, of Nick Cannon's podcast. Nick Cannon has gone off the deep end, okay? I will start off by saying that this is another case of the abuse of term anti-Semitism. I didn't really hear of what I heard. I didn't listen to the entire segment. If you wanted me to hear something more salacious, well then you, Mr. Billion-dollar corporate journalism, you should have presented to me the worst of the worst. And I guess they did just show us the worst of the worst. I think in the 6-minute segment, I know there was mention of Farrakhan. Once again, whenever Farrakhan's name comes up, Jews tend to start to lose their shit. I am aware that they have a contentious relationship. I'm aware that Farrakhan hates gay people. I'm not ignorant to that. I'm not a Farrakhan supporter. I'm just a supporter of the First Amendment. And unless you are saying something that is threatening somebody, plotting violence against somebody, then I'm sorry. You should be able to say what you want to say. 90% of what I've been able to discern, 90% of what Cannon said was complete and utter gibberish. Just gibberish. I listened. In Living Color used to do a solitary confinement jailhouse character where the slot only showed the prisoner's mouth, and I think it was Keenan Wayans who did the character, and the character they never it was gibberish. It was very much indeed like Nick Cannon. Maybe I should go call up a bit of it. Maybe I'll link something down below, but it's completely crazy. You know, Keenan's character would be like, I have to talk about. The character would use all of these big words, legalese. Most all of them were just pretty much out of context, using the words completely wrong. If he did pronounce the word correctly, it didn't make a difference. He was using the word completely wrong. Melanated? Is melanated a word? I don't know. I don't think so. I guess it's true that black people have melanin. As I listen to the 6-minute segment, I'll link the 6-minute and the 6 ABC down below, and you're more than willing to give a listen and see if you can make head or tail sense of what Nick Cannon was rambling about. I didn't hear really any anti-Semitism, because I do agree, like I said, 90% of what Cannon had to say was just rambling gibberish. Unfortunately, it is true. Jews do control banking. I've spoken about it already. Our 5 arms of the starfish. Let's see if I can remember all 5. Real estate, sports and entertainment, banking. There are 2 more. Healthcare. And what is the 4th? Why do I struggle with the 4th so much? Maybe I'll remember it later. But yeah, they do control a great deal of basic fundamentals of life, and somewhere along the line, that power went to their head. But anyway, getting back to Nick Cannon's gibberish, where he's basically Nick Cannon goes on to say that white people's lack of skin color makes them savage, murdering rapists. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about, Nick. And yeah, you did deserve to get fired. See, Jewish oligarchy? Looks like we can actually agree. I'm a man of logic and of discernment. And I have discerned that Nick Cannon is fucking crazy. But like I say, even a lunatic's clock is right twice a day. So he's not completely off the mark about the oligarchy. But yeah, so I gave a listen. However, I'm going to shift now because when I started to do this episode today, I thought I was going to dig into corporate media's ass the way I did last time, about not giving us proof, because last night when I heard about this, nobody was presenting any proof. There was just a claim of anti-Semitism. I still haven't found anything anti-Semitic. There was definitely racism. You're saying that white people, if you want to say that that includes Jewish people, I guess you can say that, but he was calling people who have a certain degree, and of course that opens up a whole cuckoo. Tell me, Nick, how dark does a person have to get before they're no longer a savage, murdering rapist? How does that work in your world? I don't know. Am I dark enough? Or do I need to get darker? Am I on the cusp? In the wintertime, when my complexion is lighter, do I become savage, murdering, and a rapist? And in the summertime, is that compulsion calmed by the darkening of my skin? I don't know, Nick. You tell us. Let's sit down, and the shrink can walk you through it. Okay? Oh man. To drive home my point about how the oligarchy does, Taylor Swift, she knew where to draw the line. She knows what her problem is, the Jewish oligarchy. However, she just simply blamed men. That the music industry is dominated by men, and that I'm a girl and I want to own my own music. No, dear, it's not just simply men. I mean, there are men out there that want to own their own music. It's a Jewish oligarchy. You're caught up in the sports and entertainment arm of the Jewish oligarchy starfish. Okay? That's just simply the way it is. So, let's see if I can run this again. We got banking, real estate, healthcare, sports and entertainment. And why does the fifth one always... Because as soon as I end this video, I'll be like, that's what it is. I might link it down below. But hey, as you can see, it's not like I sit here and obsess over this stuff. This stuff is just simply right there in my face, It's very factual, and it should be discussed. It should very much indeed be discussed. Why not? Why are you so fearful? Okay? Why are you so fearful of this being discussed? Everybody else can be discussed. We can talk about atheists, we can talk about religious believers, we can talk about everybody else in the world except for you. Talk about Catholics and Mormons. We can talk about black people, black on black crime. There's a huge black on black crime wave that's currently going on. We can talk about that all day long. But were we to say something that isn't completely favorable, hell, I don't know about anybody else out there, but I can't even say the word Jew in the YouTube comment section. I think I heard some guy in the Nick Cannon that I was reading last night called them little hats. That's how he had to. It might sound insulting. I think I eventually had to. God, that's terrible. But you're not leaving me with any choice. I had to fly a kite, and I don't want to call I don't want to call these people that, but all of my variations for spelling Jew has just been attacked by the algorithm. The Star of David emoji, the little emoji, the Star of David. That's apparently if I utilize that, that will delete the comment. So you cannot, or I cannot. I don't know. Can any of you out there discuss Jewish people in the comment section? Can you say their name? Can you talk about them? You know, it's like sometimes I'll write just Jew, Jew. Hit, and by the way, it's a 20-second. The algorithm takes 20 seconds to kick in, and you wait like 30 seconds, refresh the page, and either your comment is there or it's gone. And remember, nobody's using any slurs. Okay. I'm not stupid. If you're forcing and coercing a person like me to say kite because I need to communicate to other people reading the comment section, I need them to know who I'm speaking of, because that was a big problem in Nick Cannon's rant. He kept saying they. Massive pronoun abuse. Who are you talking about, Nick? Okay? If you're going to make a stand and make a statement and say something, well then say it, dude. Okay? If you want to talk about the Jewish oligarchy, then say Jewish oligarchy. I get it. It's fucked up that we can't talk about these people without complete destruction. But this is how it is. Hey, we're all putting it on the line. I never know when this. Frankly, I'm surprised the channel hasn't been deactivated. I don't know what to do, but like I said, I'm not going to let that intimidate me. I have something valid to say. Something that is not slur, hateful, incite violence. Incite violence. Let's see, what kind of time have I got here? 17. All right, I'm gonna see if I can lump this in, because there's like 3 different episodes. I'm gonna lump all into one here. When our enemies have a point, touche. Okay. When our enemies have a valid point. Let's talk about that for a minute. The Hodge twins. I don't know. If I feel like it, I'll link them down below too. Have you heard of them? There are these bodybuilder twins. I think they're biracial. They're right wing. They're right wing and extremely blunt and extremely crass. However, they're also pretty funny. It's very difficult to watch an episode and not catch yourself laughing. It doesn't mean that they're right for what they're saying, but as many of you out there in the Jewish oligarchy, the entertainment sector, you know that when it comes to comedy, it has to be relatable. You know, timing is number one, and then it has to be relatable. If your comedic material is too esoteric or just too much of a blatant lie, then nobody's going to get it. Nobody's going to laugh, okay? People laugh at their shit because way deep down in their guilty little pleasure closeted mind, they know this shit's true. Or at least true to a degree. True to a degree. Now, of course, a lot of their jokes will take the topic of whatever it is they're talking about out of context, and like I said, it's very blunt. However, the point here that I'm making is that when our enemies, if some of you out there in the super progressive alt left, I guess you probably would characterize the Hodge twins as your enemy. When our enemies, whether it's Rush Limbaugh, whether it's Glenn Beck, whether it's, what's the guy's name? Help me say it. Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's not a lot of these guys aren't comedics, but I've tried watching that Stephen Crowder, whatever the fuck they call his name. It's not funny. He's got his wingman doing a bunch of forced laughter to. I don't get it. The shit's not funny. Your material is weak as hell, man. The Hodge twins, they struggle to stay in character. They do. And probably a lot of their viewers who might be centrist might struggle to not laugh at that fucked up thing they said. But anyway, when our critiquing enemies have a point, the black on black crime. How about this? I've been meaning to talk about this because I want you to understand that I don't just simply ride Jewish people's ass. I ride everybody's ass. Like I spoke about in that prior episode, Fat, Black, and Uncomfortable. That was a segment of a stand-up comics from the 90s. Yeah, black people, right here, guilty. Black people do need to better health, man. Oh man, health. Jesus. I'm like looking at my kitchen and shit. My breakfast was a slice of cake. So hey, yeah, man, I group myself in on it too. How about gay men specifically? Gay men. I know COVID, convalescent plasma, blood donation. God forbid I to be in an accident, but just humor me with this. If they were to say to me, although they would never actually ask you, but just humor me with this. If they were to ask me, or even you, oh my God, a bad accident, you need a blood transfusion, we can get the blood from Blood Bank A that does not ask any questions and it gladly accepts blood, or B, one that forbids gay men. Yes, I know. All the gay person has to do is lie and stay in the closet and donate blood, which is usually what ends up happening. But the point is, both can get it here just as quick. Which blood bank do you want? Or if it's how about your child? If it's your child's life, if you're willing to run the risk on your own life, how about your child's life? Would you take blood from a blood bank where they don't filter or screen quite as strenuously? These questions are meant to make you question your reality, question your convictions. It's one thing to be ultra liberal, progressive in the comment section or hammering out videos, but when the rubber meets the road, baby, where do you actually stand? That's where they cut the wheat from the chaff. So, when our enemies have a point, there's been a lot of criticism about Jews and their business practices, which they absolutely detest. Think about this now. That should That should alert you to something. That this cancel culture machine gets activated when their business gets brought into question. Nobody's calling you a slur. Nobody's saying that they should go firebomb this or any of this, okay? No threat of violence, no slur, just criticism, and the same kind of criticism that befalls everybody else. But you feel that you are above it all, okay? Let me finish my thought on the gay thing. Of course, AIDS went rampant crazy with gay men, because of how society viewed us for so very long. They still do. There's still some work to be done there. But if we're really being honest, okay, your ocean of excuses, meaning the whole scenario of gay men slipping into the back alley, the deep, dark, dank gay bar, to be with other men, sex in the back alley, anonymous hookups. All of that that excuse, so much of it has dried up from an ocean into a Great Lake, okay? It's to the point now where